Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Why I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did a lot of different things that I can't really be bothered to remember. Because I am an idiot. I'm just really bad at recapping stuff. In any case, we did a lot more MSQ, and today we're going to go and continue the MSQ. One big thing that in any case is happening right now is that the Revanians are attacking Ishgard. Or in any case, the Steps of Faith. And we have been given the duty to go and assist in the defense effort. You're the appointed captain of the sellsword contingent? Then welcome. There's no shortage of blade work to be done. As you speak, Dravanian skirmishing parties are harrying positions across the Central Highlands. I've assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks. And for the present, I would have you join them. This is, of course, merely a precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces, but we will not be so easily drawn out of position. The Temple Knights will remain on the Steps of Faith and continue our preparations. When the Horde arrives in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain. No, I say... I first have to kill random dragons. Wow. Also, the thing that we are about to do used to be a duty. It used to be a trial. But they have changed it, as far as I'm aware, into an instance. Into like a soloable instance. So, the next thing that we are going to be doing is going to be 100% unknown to me. Because I've never done that content before. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to go. Today I'll also be, of course, running around as my white mage. Damn dragons. Which is quite intriguing, honestly, because, you know, it's not particularly the best damage dealer. There we go. Really, game? Some of these quests are really painful. And it's like, oh yeah, prepare for this big war. And it's like, alright, now go to these different locations and kill some enemies. And then come back. And then do the actual real thing. Another thing that I would like to mention about this this duty that used to be a thing is that it was not particularly good. So I am honestly quite happy that they changed this. It is very similar to like the fight against La Habrea at the end of the Praetorium, which has been turned into an instance, a solo instance. And I honestly really enjoyed that fight with La Habrea, so I guess I'll have to see. How many of these freaking dragons are here? Oh yeah. He's beefy. Thank the gods you're here. Right, and hit him with some arrow. And there we go. And now we can go and pray return to the Gates of Judgment, to Marceline. Marceline. Oi, it's Marceline over there. Oh, shimmy. I need to shut up sometimes. Anyway, Marceline. What news, adventure? The reinforcements? Decimated, you say? Devonian devils. Damn their scaly hides. Hold fast to your grief and fury, my lady. We will avenge the deaths of your fellows in the battles to come. Or in the battle to come. The Steps of Faith. Ere you commit yourself to the siege, you should know what it is you are tasked with defending. Whatever. Yeah. Beyond the Gates of Judgment lie the Steps of Faith. great bridge of stone that leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply a means to cross the Sea of Clouds, the bridge serves as a foundation for the arcane wards that form the barrier we call Danithan's Collar. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's outermost layer that thrice damned the Witch Eye Sword stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus are the dragons now able to land unhindered upon the Steps of Faith. Should the Devanians succeed in destroying the remainder of the wards, the Winged Devils will be free to swarm within the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It shall be our task as defenders to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge wherein the wards are sealed. 3 yet remain, and we have dispatched our forces accordingly. I would ask you and your comrades to accompany our defenders at the outermost ward. I should have that includes us as well, yes? I have no idea who's talking. Ah, I'm silent. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We could not well stand idly by while the Horde threatens the good people of Ishgard. Indeed, to do otherwise would go against all that Master Louis Wise taught us. As for where we may be of most assistance, I think it prudent we divide into 2 groups. Ida and I will join the rearguard. Right, if the dragons should reach us, we'll be sure to give them what for. I'm sorry. Doing Papa Lima's voice kind of ruined me for a moment. Thank you, all of you. Pray speak with me again when your preparations are complete, and together we shall stand against the Horde. Alright, instance time, baby! Let's see what this is gonna be. I'm so excited to see how they change this. In any case, this big dragon boy is the same as it was before. The question is, what will happen now? Is it just me following this freaking dragon just like in the original fight, or... Wow, my friends, plucky adventurer. We claim victory this day or Ishgard falls. Accept the fury into your heart and defend this bridge with your life's blood. Protect the holy sea of Ishgard. Say hello to Visha. It's a huge dragon boy.
Let's finish this quest, shall we?
Barrier strength. This is interesting. I think these voices have been recorded with their new voice actors. By the way, once you reach Heavensward, which is the first expansion, after Reborn. Oh god. Oh god, it keeps breathing fire. Once we reach that, a lot of the voice actors are going to change. So, if there are any voice actors that you do not really like that much, then you will get to hear a different voice from them in the upcoming expansion. There we go. Oh, one of these turtle assholes. Yeah. Stone Vigil Hard was really annoying. When I was working on the Relic Up and stuff, I couldn't really solo it with my level 80 freaking paladin. Because of this one dude. Because of this freaking turtle. I'm kind of wondering though, does my healing work on the rest? It does, nice. Cool. Cauterize, huh? What in the... We need to fall back, huh? Fall back and avoid Vishab's assault. Back airy burned to ashes. Run! We're not dying here, not today.
To me.
Stone skin, yeah. And now we get to fight himself. Yes, then we get to fight your boy Vishab himself. In the original version, FYI, for, extra information, In the original instance of this fight, you would basically be chasing Bishop and continuously doing damage and dealing with all of the millions of ads. It was kind of a messy fight, honestly. Not particularly my cup of tea, I would say. Seismic Shriek. And Fireball. Body Slam. Alright, so this symbol over here, by the way, means that you're gonna get knocked back. Just FYI. We also go and just help with the healing effort. Because I can. Because I am a healer. Scythe-wise, slice. Oh god. That's pretty cool looking, actually. Flame Breath. Yeah, I thought so. Not the barrier! Like a fury. That's one of the barriers gone. You said they're radiant. I never even noticed her name. It's cool. Regroup with the rear guard. Run! I wish I had sprints. Ouchies, Jesus. That did a lot of damage. I'm getting outrun by these freaking dragons. Nice. Time to use my ultimate skill / spam holy. A white mage's best friend. Spam that holy. Oh, this dude is here actually. I only just noticed. Wasn't sure if that guy would join us. He's here nonetheless. Also, that was 2 casts of freaking flare. That is illegal. Unless if we have 2 black mages. Horde Transcendent. What? I have you now. Wow, Jesus. Brace yourselves. I know. More Bishop. What is this? Bravery of the 7th Dog. Damage dealt is increased. That is interesting. That's a buff I've never seen before. We also go and heal up again, too. Earthshaker, nice. A lot of dragon enemies tend to use that, so that's really cool. Flame Breath. Wow, Jesus. Second barrier ain't shit compared to the first barrier. Time to run again. Run, bitch! Run! Wow, one of the Avengers just got blasted. Ow, stop hitting me. It's now just me and Lucia, huh? Hey, Estinia's over here too. Nice. And some dragoons. Holy time, baby. Oh no! The adventure boy died. Oh well, he went down, let me say it like that. And then another one just shows up. That's pretty funny. There we go. And now we get to deal with even more of this boy. True battle begins here. Oh no. Oof! Stalwart adventure friend! Oh god. And a temple knight too. Body slam. We're going to do this because it's a little bit easier to just insta-cast it like that. Ooh, nice. Oh god. We got people just running through it. What is wrong with you? Ah, the sea, I see. Oh wow, now it's just a Knight's Resolve. That's so cool! Let me go and use Presence of Mind to increase my casting. That is the coolest fucking shit. Keep spam casting, keeps throwing stones at him. It will work at some point. I'm like fucking spam casting this. It's also interesting that stone does. Oh no, it does magical damage. I thought the physical damage. And bam. Jesus. Phew. That was nasty. Phew. That was pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. More cutscenes. Oh no! What? The dragons, they are withdrawing. Victory is ours. Hello, miscellaneous adventurers. Man, that was an onslaught and a half. Jesus. This makes this feel so much more impactful. I love it. One of Nidhogg's greatest champions slain. The Horde will not soon recover from this blow. But what of you, Nidhogg? Why did you not join your minions and make of this battle a slaughter? Have you grown so fond of the stench of your lair? Mayhap you prefer to have your allies fight your battles for you. You have a girl to do your bidding now, do you not? No matter. I shall slay Iceheart and all the rest. But I yearn to spill the blood of a great worm, Nidhogg, and only your death will save my lands. Yeet. That was cool. Lynn, the dragons are routed. Lest you wonder, the fighting at the Steel Vigil was also fierce. But my crystal braves were not found wanting. Commander Laveur, Lynn. True to your word, you arrived to aid us in our hour of need. On behalf of the Holy See and the people of Ishgard, I offer you my humblest thanks. Though I would stay and lavish you with well-deserved praise, I fear I must away to oversee the aftermath of the siege. Not all the dragons are fled, and they are yet wounded. There are yet wounded to be carried from the field. Pray, let us meet anon, that I might express my thanks with the proper courtesy. We have indeed achieved a victory of singular importance. With the Devanian horde thus weakened and scattered, the threat to Ishgard has been greatly diminished. And mayhap equally significant, the Holy See must now recognize the necessity of cooperation with foreign powers. Long have they barred their gates against the outside world, but I am confident that the day will soon come when Ishgard proclaims itself a member of the Eorzean Alliance once more. Much have we sacrificed in our struggles against the dragons and primals, the Ascians and the Empire, but step by faltering step, we march ever nearer to our goal. And as ever, the journey is made with you in the van. The victory you have won this day gives us greater hope for tomorrow. 'Tis hope that shall sustain us in the days to come and bear us past the many evils that yet seek to hinder our progress. Yes, we have done well, my friend, and I, for one, would take a moment to savor the enormity of our achievement. The demands of duty, however, allow me little time for levity. I must accompany Captain Ilbert back to Ul'dah and reassign those braves whose squads suffered heavy losses. You, my friend, you have earned a rest at the Rising Stones. Pray return to Revenant's Stall and share your tale with Minfiria in person. Whoopsie. I didn't indicate, just accidentally pressed the button. My finger is on my, block chat button. We will see to informing the other nations of what took place here. Do be sure to give our regards to Minfiria. Pray return to the Rising Stones. Yes. Okay. Alright, also I'm gonna be right back. Alright, I've prayed and I've returned. Lynn, welcome back. Alfino sent word of the siege, and of course of the role you played in ending it. Your deeds never cease to amaze me, Lynn. Thank you. Broken bridges. Alright. Hello? Jeez. You must be wary, Lynn, and now may very well be your only chance to... Antecedent. A messenger from Ul'dah arrived with a missive for you. The royal seal. Curious indeed. Ah, an invitation. On behalf of the Council of the Eorzean Alliance, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ulnamo invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to attend a feast at the Royal Palace of Ul'dah, in honor of Ishgard's recent victory. It would seem we are to be recognized for our part in lifting the siege, you for your valiant efforts as commander of the adventurers contingent, and the Archons for their earnest attempts to arouse the city-states. Truly I find it strange that the Alliance leaders should think themselves deserving of a place at such a celebration. All three refused to deploy their standing armies, preferring to send hastily assembled companies of sellswords, many of whom perished ere the siege began. Are they truly so brazen as to seek to share in the glory of your triumph? Ah, but mayhap they simply seek a pretext to meet with the Ashgardians while the mood is yet jubilant. Such an occasion would present a fine opportunity to press for Ishgard's return to the Eorzean alliance. We've scarce had time to mourn Manbrida, and I, for one, am in no mood to carouse. But I suppose we must put away our grief for the good of the realm. Though you were promised rest, I fear I must insist that you also attend. It would be a strange celebration indeed if the victorious hero were not present. Pray content yourself with the thought that such occasions may bring about momentous change, and this without recourse to bloodshed. Tatari, if you would do me the favor of contacting the rest of the Scions? Of course, Antecedent. And please let me know if there's anything else I can do. Curious. I have never known Tatari to sigh at such requests. Could all be amiss? Quest accept. Yeah. More epic than following a slow HP sponge for 5 minutes? Can't imagine that. Just told somebody that that I really enjoyed this instance. And it's like, yeah, it's probably better than, you know, the comparing to how horrible it was before. Tataru, I believe she just stepped outside. Now that I think on it, she did seem rather preoccupied. Tataru! Where have you gone, my lady? Give us your answer. Tataru? Oh, Lynn, it's you. I didn't mean to worry anyone. It's nothing, really. Well, it's not nothing exactly, but I feel like nothing compared to the towering trials you and the others face every day. And that's why I should probably talk to Infinity before things get any worse. Ah, you always know what to say, Lynn. I'm glad we had this little chat. Yeah. Super speedy potato. Yeah. The seventh heaven. Yes, Tataru, you have my undivided attention. I've been hesitant to broach the subject, but with all the recent excitement, but Lynn made me realize there's no time like the present, and time is what I'm here to ask you for. I'm not sure I understand. If you wish to be excused from your duties for a time, then you have certainly earned a rest. But I suspect that lying abed is far from your intent. You know me too well, Antecedent. There is, in fact, something I've been wanting to try my hand at. Along with the adventurers and the Crystal Braves, the Scions are constantly being thrown into dangerous battles and deadly predicaments. Even Hori Boulder and Coltonut have been promoted from guard duty to fill our need for competent warriors. And so it seems only right that I too should acquire the power to defend myself. And others, more importantly. When I return, I shall be both your receptionist and your bodyguard. The face of determination. Potato determination. Whoa, hey! That's the first time I've always been knocked to the ground by a Lalafell. I've never seen Mr. Taro so determined. Has aught befell with which I might help, Antecedent? Ah, not at the present. Thank you. Was there something you would ask of me? Oh yes, pray excuse my distraction. An adventurer who was to join us for escort duty was injured while out on patrol. And I fear we cannot properly defend the scholars entrusted to our protection without the aid of at least one more guard. Therefore, I humbly request that another adventurer of the capable kind, of course, would be assigned to our party. Very well, I shall consider the potential candidates and provide you with a replacement as soon as I am able. My thanks, Antecedent. I take my leave of you. An unexpected ambition. There's 2 quests. What? The power to defend oneself. Tataru has never been full of surprises. Now that I think on it, I do recall Oriange mentioning that she had developed an interest in Arcanima. Perhaps she hopes to gain admittance to the Arcanist Guild in Lim Salaminta? Yes, that will be the way of it. Would you be so kind as to journey to the guild and see that all is well? It is doubtless unwarranted, but surely I am not alone in my concern for her safety. We also go and get the other one then, I guess? I wonder, do you perchance recall the commitment I made to furnish Hoary Boulder with a capable adventure? Well, I'm sorry to say that I have as yet been unable to do so. Now I realize that you are rather more than a capable adventurer, and that escort duty is frankly beneath a woman of your talents, but I have no one else to turn to at the present. Might you be willing to forego rest and assist us in this matter? Nod. Generous to a fault. Thank you, Lynn. Now, it seems only fair that I explain the import of the task in question. For some time, our order has employed a handful of scholars to travel around Eorzea, taking etheric readings that we might better understand the impact of primal summonings. Naturally, it behooves us to ensure our employees' safety, and so we ask the adventurers in our service to serve as escorts. Hoary Boulder and Coltonet were to act as 2 such escorts, as was a 3rd adventurer. Alas, due to injury, said adventurer is not presently fit for duty. Hence my need to impose upon your goodwill. You truly are a pillar of strength, then. Hoary Boulder will share with you the details of your task. He should be waiting for you outside. Be safe. Alright. Time to deal with these side characters. Ugh. Oh well. Character development. Ah, Lynn. Is it true that you agreed to lend us a hand? Huzzah! What did I tell you, Coltonet? Our misfortune is becoming a blessing, an opportunity to serve alongside the Warrior of Light herself. May I remind you that we have 3 scholars to escort, each of whom will take a different route? True, true, but our mission is the same. Separated by moments we may be, but in spirit we shall be together. If such thoughts bring you joy, you are welcome to think them. To more practical concerns, then, we would have you attend to the scholar charged with surveying the South Shroud. He's waiting at Count Tranquil as we speak. All you need to do is follow the man. He will determine the most appropriate locations to take his readings. In spirit, Lynn, in spirit. We shall be together every step of the way. Right. It's interesting that, like, suddenly we have, like, this downtime quest. Alright. At last, the Scions who deigns to grace me with her presence. A pity that we have no time for pleasantries. Our first destination is Issamhar. Come, we are late enough as it is. Yes, this occasion should suffice. Once I finish calibrating my instruments, I will require but a moment to take the necessary measurements. I trust I need not explain that my work and suffer no interruptions. Then please, stand at an appropriate distance and keep watch for wild beasts. There's just 3 of them. Taste my stone 4, you fools. There we go. I see we have both completed our respective tasks. A satisfactory outcome, though if I could make one suggestion, we might try to dispatch your foes more quietly in the future. I do not like to pick fault, but I really must be allowed to concentrate. Now then, Snake Mold awaits, shall we? Gameplay, my friends. Gameplay. Important story gameplay. Oh well. It's one of the many interesting choices in the Realm Reborn. I do remember this part being kind of like, like the story really picks up at some point again. And then it just like kind of loses its luster. Right about here, yes. As before, I would ask you to keep an eye out for dangerous beasts as I work. Standing watch. Standing watch. But I do not remember this quest at all, honestly. I remember the Tataru one. That one I very much remember, but I do not at all remember this one. Fascinating. These readings are not at all what I expected. Though perhaps that should come as no surprise. I am not given to superstition, but there is a queer, almost blasphemous air about hereabouts. Let us quit this place and return to Roots Lake. We have one more site to survey. Presents. It's interesting, actually. Like, Isomhar, I don't really understand. Like, Snake Mold over here, it's near Amdapor Keep, and then over here it's near the lost city of Amdapor, so... Interesting place to take readings. Because they are, like, very much connected to Voidsent. More. As before, my guardian, pray leave me to my task and ensure our safety. It's a ghost! Malice. Oh, more. Jesus. I dodged the malice, nice. I was looking away for a moment. This data should prove invaluable to... Ye gods, what is that stench? Did you slaughter a creep of adamantoids while my back was turned? Quicker now, to the Count Tranquil. I will not have my clothing reeking of blood and offal. Or awful, whatever. Killing Voidsent while riding a Voidsent. You chose to paddle in the Ichor a while longer, I take it. No matter, I took advantage of my unexpected privacy and performed a cursory analysis of my data. It would appear that there have been a measurable decrease in Eorzea's ambient ether concentration since the calamity. However, this data is far from conclusive. We must take additional measurements to confirm my assessment. Bruh. For our next survey, I would have you escort me to Earth's Found. The ambient ether concentrations there are so high that crystalline structures form spontaneously. Consequently, anomalous fluctuations should be much easier to detect. Brilliant, yes? No? Don't bother answering. That was rhetorical. Now, come along. And then we need to go to Earth's Found. This is such a weird, like... I don't... There may be like something interesting or whatever, but I really don't see the point of this quest. The Tataru one makes more sense. To a certain degree. It's like more character development for Tataru, really, but... This is just weird. It's like... This is definitely a situation of, why am I here? Just to suffer? You should be more than familiar with the procedure by now. Pray find a suitable position from which to keep watch while I take measurements. Yes, quite high. Yet still remarkably lower than the historical measurements taken near the end of the 6th astral era. Could the presence of a primal account for a difference, or is there something else? Something else. Something else. Scion, come here. I need you. Oh. Now things start to make more sense. Fear not, my friends, help has arrived. There you are, then. Hurry on our word when you and your charge fail to return at the appointed hour. Also, you may be able to hear rain in the background. Because it's raining now, and it makes noise in my room. Got it like a hog, but not by one. No. His wounds were made with a blade. Doesn't look like he put up much of a fight, neither. Or either. Nary a mark on his sword or shield. I've heard nothing of any Crystal Brave operations in this area. What caused that warlord to come here? Well, what should we do? You will see to the scholar's protection, then. I and the boy's remains, you should return to the Rising Stones. The antecedent will want to know what happened here. And so do I. Okay, now this quest becomes a lot more important. Crazy shit. Now before we go into... yeah, I'm sorry, but I need to go and return to Minfilia at some point. So as much as this is like a thing of like, oh, we found Wilfred's fucking corpse. I also kind of want to do, you know, Tataru's quest. Well, I would very much like to do that, yes, but I'm not sure if I have enough time even to do that. I guess we'll see how it goes. I'll go, I'll try to go up to 50 minutes, and then we'll see if it's, then we will see if it is possible to finish these two quests or not. Although I do not know if there is 2 quests for Tataru 2 or not. That much I do not know. Lynn, what are you doing here? I didn't mean for her to worry. That's the last thing I wanted. Putting an end to such worries is precisely the reason I'm here, don't you see? I, Tataru, shall become a great and powerful Arcanist. And now, at Mr. Stubbergain's behest, I must go and complete a special training exercise. Until we meet again. Right. Okay. I'm gonna be right back, friends. I need to do something. Alright, I've returned. If it isn't Lynn, what brings you to the guild? So, you're acquainted with our newest member. An Arcanist of your experience must see that her potential is somewhat lacking. Nevertheless, she would not be denied, and goes now to undertake her first trial, a simulated inspection of 3 grades. Doubtless you recall receiving similar training under Kriya's supervision? A thought occurs to me. Why not oversee Tataru's training yourself? Given your relationship with the girl and your familiarity with the task, I think you're the ideal choice. You need only head to the cliffs south of the Zephyr Gate, as before, and observe at a distance. Ba-da-ba-dum-bum-bum. Ba-bum. The hand. Bum-bum-ba-bum. Bum-bum-bum-ba-bum. I've heard this music so much. Watch from a distance in the bush. O'er the azure seas to pirates' ports, where she met her shining jewel. For to bring the smuggler's pants to naught, came the lass who none could fool. Be them with his backdraft, got them with a gust, deck 'em with a downburst, go carbuncle go. What the hell? Oh ho ho ho! Are those crates I spy? Ah, and this must be the true test. But we're ready for them, aren't we, Carbuncle? Carbuncle. Ah! Come back, Carbuncle, come back! Rip. Hello, random person that just appeared. I should have known you'd come in. You'd say a word, your face says it all. I know you bore witness to my shame. Betrayed by my own carbuncle and left at the mercy of wild beasts. I must accept the truth. I'll never be a warrior like you, or the others. I will inform Mistress Turbergain of my intention to withdraw from the guild. Arcanima, like so much else, is beyond me. Need to go to Turbergain, okay. Amogus. I had to make a joke at least once. Whenever I see Among Us, like, I hate that so much. I've never even played the game, but whenever you see Among Us, it's always, you know, Amogus. Fucking hell. How the internet taints your vision of everything. Stop posting about Among Us. Ah, back so soon. How fared our fledgling Arcanist? Abysmally, Mr. Thurbergame, abysmally, as Lynn will testify. I was wrong to become an Arcanist, wrong as usual, completely and utterly unqualified, and I sincerely apologize for wasting your time. Totaro, if that were true, I would not have permitted you to join in the first place. We must all come to accept our limitations, lest our ambitions lead us astray. However, we must not lose sight of our strengths in the process. For example, your exceptional skill with numbers helped you to gain a solid grasp of the fundamentals of Arcanima. Were it not so, you would have struggled even to summon Carbuncle to your side. In my opinion, the Scions are truly fortunate to have such a capable and good-natured receptionist in their service. Would you not agree? You're too kind, Mr. Stibbergain. Though I could not overcome this challenge, I shall take your words to heart and try not to be discouraged. Okay. As fetching as these garments are, I fear I shall never don them again. But I can't go back to the Rising Stones without something to show for my time away. Wait, I know what I can do. That is, if you don't mind accompanying me for a little longer. Wonderful, then to Castle Sol we go. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident it will pay off. Whoopsie, for some kind of reason I just automatically assumed that was a cutscene. Just press the, like, it's ridiculous. I've also noticed it when I'm just playing the game on my own. Just doing content on my own. Whenever like a cutscene happens, I reach for my laptop. So I can press 0 on my laptop's keyboard. Yes, this is it. This is where the man at the Drowning Minch told me to look. There's a certain variety of clam which can be harvested this time of year in the Bloodshore, one which produces the most marvelous pearls. However, these clams are also coveted by certain wild creatures, and since I fared rather poorly in battle last time, let us be off. Just instantly put on our swimming clothes. I also technically have a set like that, but I don't like it that much, TBH. A haphazardly created outfit. What fortune, I've already found one. Would you be so kind as to keep watch while I work? This should only take a moment. Ah, somebody's fishing over there. Intriguing. Also, hello, you're a big boy. That's a huge bitch. And he's got a lot of HP to boot. Joy. This is like the perfect episode for me to be a freaking hero, isn't it? I also love that voice crack. Wasn't even my intention. It was not my intention, but it definitely delivered some devastation. There we go. Jesus. I've not heard that line in so long. I already forgot about it. How could I? Well fought, Lynn, well fought. I know I was right to ask you to come. As for me, I have my prize, a bounty of blood pearls. So named for their reddish hue, they were treasured as wards against dark magics in ancient times. I thought I might make charms for everyone, so that no matter where they go, they will always come home. It's sort of the power to defend myself and other people in a way. Right, well, I mustn't keep Flamin waiting. There's work to be done, and lots of it. Where to secure provisions for the Scions in the Laminson markets? She may have an eye for quality, but I have a nose for bargains. Will you be heading back to the Rising Stones? If so, pray convey my apologies to the antecedent, and tell her that she needn't worry about me. Nod. Farewell, Lynn, and thank you for everything. Sounded rather final, didn't it? How about until we meet again? What is this cutscene? Grabs a gun. Nothing personnel, kid. Shoots Lynn in the back. You chose the wrong option. Alright. And then we have done both of those. Sussy Bingus. That's such a good name. Sussy Bingus. Minfilia. Welcome home, Lynn. I gather you found Tataru in Limzalaminza. My, it sounds as though she had quite an adventure. And while it did not end as she had hoped, I suspect that it will prove to be a valuable experience. I dare say she could have managed without an intervention. Even so, I appreciate you indulging my request. Another one. Lynn, you returned, and you seem troubled. Did the role of escort shave so? Wilred dead? Mayhap murdered? By the 12th, how can that be? I will send word to Alfino at once. He will want to conduct a full investigation and send word to Wilred's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Who would do this, and why? Monday. A time for every purpose. The recent events weigh heavily on our minds. We must needs set them aside for now. We are come to a defining moment in Eorzean history. The grand commemoration of our joint efforts, our joint defense of Ishgard, the first time in 15 long years that our people have stood side by side with our neighbors to the north to fight in common cause. This may mark the true rebirth of the Eorzean alliance. Failing that, it should at the very least serve to bring our nations closer together. We have every reason to raise our voices in celebration, do we not? We have bested Ravanians and Asians both. Against desperate odds, we have fought and won. But the primals still plague us, and the Empire still plots our subjugation. And our triumphs, remarkable though they are, were bought at a terrible price. Brave adventurers and allies broken on the steps of faith. And before our eyes, in this very room, our dear friend Monbrida. This is the victory we have wrought, and is as bitter as ashes in my mouth. I would sooner stay here and invite those with more appetite to enjoy the feast in my stead. Alas, it is a royal banquet, and all of our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to represent a united front, that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all. Smile. It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instructed the others to meet us in Ul'dah, that we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tataru and Lamin notes. If they do not return quickly, they will have to settle for whatever leftovers I can smuggle out of the fragrant chamber. I'm so stupid. I forgot to remove the chat block. Ah, it's real. After the big soiree, Lynn. Where's a glass for me, eh? Or not. You don't look best pleased, lass. Something on your mind? But the navigator Wilward's dead? God damn it. They must know they've been rumbled. I mean, sod it. This past time we had this talk. After our last conversation, I got to thinking about where certain funds were coming from, so I had a dig around, on the quiet like, and sure enough I found it. Since a fair bit of coins made its way into the Braves' coffers courtesy of a Dodo Consortium. A daft name for a business if I ever heard one, which is what first gave me an inkling that something weren't right. So I went through the ledgers again and found another half-dozen donations from organizations with stupid bloody names. Didn't take long to find a common thread. All were owned by the Mirage Trust. Oh, I'll give the bastard credit. He showed up for showed us up for amateurs. Showed us up for the amateurs we are. Showed a call in one of his businesses the bloody bribery consortium. I don't know what more he could have done to mock our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men of the first and third are taken to Legi's coin, but now we know where some of them are. I'd wager me right eye they're the ones what did for Wilrit. The earnest young fool had taken to asking the wrong kind of questions, bound to attract attention. He was. Should have seen it at the time, but I didn't. God damn me. Still, I don't see what the Legi hopes to accomplish. He hid his scheme with all the care of a drunk pissin into the wild. No, he's cleverer than this. So we need to be clever too. It's the only way we'll ever repay this debt of blood. We'll purge every one of them traitorous bastards from our ranks. On that you have my word. Ah, Lynn. And Lynn, mind yourself when you're in Ul'dah. We're heading into a storm. I can smell it. The kind what'll sweep a man overboard and drag him under before he knows it. Jesus. Right. I cannot believe it, but I actually made it to the point that I wanted to make it. In this episode. It's a little bit of a longer episode, but at the same time, I am pretty dang happy that we made it to this point. I will explain in a moment. After we finish this quest line. Or this, like, particular quest. Depending on if I can, though. It totally depends on what happens now. We've been waiting for you, Lynn. The celebration is due to begin shortly. I'd hoped that we might make our introductions together, but Mr. Mamodi just sent word you're needed at the quicksand. And there we go. Okay, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this episode of just while I was playing Final Fantasy XIV. And right now, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you care about keeping up with the story, I would say. And with that I mean, like, if you're playing the game yourself, next to me for some kind of reason, or whatever, or if you feel like you want to play the game, I would suggest, if there is anything that you want to finish in A Realm Reborn, if you want to do it the way that I do it, where you finish basically everything that you can in an expansion before moving on, I would highly suggest that you pause here. Because from the next quest onwards, stuff is going to start picking up really quickly, going into Heavensward. Some people may think like, oh, spoilers, something's gonna happen, but like, all of the freaking things are here. Something is gonna happen at some point. When? I will not tell you. I know it, but I will not tell you when or what will happen, because that would be really stupid. In any case, from this point onwards, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from recording, because I will be working on this. I'll be working on leveling up my B-Stripe quests and unlocking all of the quests, doing all of the quests. And we're gonna try to finish all of the beast traps of a run Reborn before we move on to Heavensward, basically. Because we are, I would say, just about at the gates of Heavensward. It's really not too far anymore. A couple of quests, a lot of story still, but still just a couple of quests, and we would be entering the Heavensward expansion. And I would very much like to finish everything ARR related before we start Heavensward, so I can leave it all behind and never return. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. For IRL me, it's gonna take a while, but for you guys, it's just gonna be the next episode, which is... I would like to say tomorrow, but that's not always accurate. I'm not the best at uploading my videos anymore. Anyway, goodbye.